By the way, there is no name on this. With our government history of mismanaging social programs, how would you guarantee that American dividends would be secure, and how would you get Congress to approve the American dividend?
Sure. I don't answer anonymous questions. Whose question is this? I'm just kidding. I know, I'm kidding. I'd like you to acknowledge it so I can talk to someone. Hey, man. How's it going? Yeah. That's a great question. So I talk to a lot of groups about the fact that there's one state that's had a dividend in place for 39 years. And what state is that? And how do they fund it? And what is the oil of the 21st century? Marijuana. That's right. No, it's technology. You had it right. Thank you. So the Alaska dividend is actually a very, very positive data point, because right now, if we have social programs, which we do, we have a lot of them, they're growing in some dimensions, but they're also sometimes getting cut back in other dimensions. It's this constant struggle. Now, if you look at the petroleum dividend in Alaska, Alaska's a deep red conservative state. It was passed by a Republican governor who said, who would you rather get the oil money, the government who's just going to mess it up somehow, or you, the Alaskan people? And because the Alaskan people get that dividend every year, it actually becomes very politically popular and very hard to cut back on. Because like if I say, look, these other people are getting something, let's cut back on it, a lot of Americans will be like, yeah, cut back on that. It's like, hey, everyone's getting it, let's cut back on it. It's like, heck no. Like that's the only thing you guys do that I like. And that's what happened in Alaska, where now in Alaska, it's wildly popular, has created thousands of jobs, has improved children's health, has decreased income inequality. And the vast majority of Alaskans who hate taxes, sort of like you all, because I sense you don't like taxes either. The vast majority of Alaskans said they would accept higher taxes if it meant keeping or raising the dividend. So that's how you make something politically bulletproof. You make it so that everyone gets it. And when you ask how I'm going to make this happen as president, again, when I'm president in 2021, thanks to you all, everyone's going to know exactly how I got there. Everyone's going to be like, okay, the guy who ran on the dividend just won, so I think he wants to pass the dividend now. And then Democrats and progressives are going to be like, ooh, I want to work with the new Democratic president because he's my party and I like him. And then Republicans and conservatives are going to look at it and say, wait a minute, this is a massive net win for rural areas and states on the interior and Midwestern states that have gotten blasted by automation. Am I really going to stand in the way of my constituents getting billions of dollars from the techies? Can you imagine Republicans being like, no, like, I think they should keep all their money. I mean, there'd be like demonstrations outside their office every day, which they were, and I don't need 80% of Congress to pass the dividend. I just need 51%. You think I can get 51% of Congress to pass this dividend? And then again, after we pass the dividend, the people are going to be like, wow, they did it. Like, what else can we do? You know what I mean? And you all sense too that Republicans and conservatives actually find me very easy to work with because I'm not ideological. Like I'm not attacking anyone. I'm just trying to solve problems. I've run businesses, so I understand the numbers and the economics. I've spoken to like dozens of CEOs about this stuff, being like, look, you know what's good for business? People having money to spend. You know what's bad for business? People not having jobs and not having money to spend. Like this is pretty much a no-brainer, So that's how we can get bipartisan consensus around it. I did not intend this, but it seems like I may be the sort of figure that both parties can be excited to work with.